it on the ballot as part of the budget? Yes. Perhaps not voted for this budget for 100 other reasons, but then I would have supported giving the people of Ohio the right to decide. But that's where I thought we were heading, and at the last minute, with the help of the governor, directed and took a different turn.
Right. Question for you. Sure. Let's just let's say we're in 2011, and Finance Chairman Amstutz, after a successful Republican election, is heading into the next budget bill. If you're successful today, how much harder is it for you to get that budget done because of what you've accomplished through this lawsuit?
Well, that's a good question. The budget is full of a series of choices that are made, and you know, the objective is going to need to be to replace those funds by either lowering expenditures, which would be my preference, or by finding other revenue sources. But my call has been for us to find ways to be more efficient in the operation of our state, and it's been a frustrating experience to see the lack of attention to those ideas. I might add, and this is going to become an issue that's going to be growing. Last week, I believe it's a 6-member committee that the budget calls for was appointed for the purpose of looking to the future on how we're going to get our budget back on track. There has not yet been a meeting. I don't even know, if all the members have been appointed. I'm not sure about the Senate side. But my point is that also this past week, in a legislative conference where the invitees came from the various members of the Ohio Chamber of Commerce, we heard one David Osborne come and speak as a keynote speaker, and he wrote Reinventing Government and another more recent book that's being circulated now amongst we in the General Assembly and participating partners for ways to address what he postulates, and many of us agree, is a permanent lowering of our revenue stream in the states going forward, and we need to address it. He also talks about adjusting the elected official's job is to find the calibration for how much tax to bring in or other revenue sources going against the services provided. That's our job. And so, this egregious effort needs to be replaced with more responsible activity. In theory, it could be brought back and done in a correct way and still become law and become a program that's in place. I personally would object to that because I don't believe it's helpful to the economic future of our state. It works counter to our need to be placing ourselves in a competitive position. That's just my position.
But would it also make it tough for you from a process standpoint? I mean, if the Supreme Court sets much tighter boundaries on single subject and third readings, and I mean, from a process of getting the budget passed and out of committee and without keeping together 50 votes, and that.
Well, I don't want to speculate on what the court might have done, but I can tell you from personal experience that I have never seen a more outrageous legislative process in the budget in the years that I've been in the General Assembly since 1981, and I've seen some pretty messy things. I have never seen a conference committee in one vote make all the changes in one omnibus amendment to the Senate version of the budget, ever. That alone is just totally outrageous. Without giving the members of the conference committee an opportunity to understand what was in that conference committee report, and without giving the rest of the General Assembly any kind of reasonable chance to take that mega, probably about 1,700-page amendment and work it against the Senate version. That's the only way you could understand what was being done before we took the final vote on the conference committee report. That's how those reports work. So I think a little cleanup in process is way overdue because it's way out of hand.
Thank you.